Hey bitches, it's Thursday, and I am your Thursday whore for Queens of the Week. This week's topic is Lady Portia de Monte, and it is about Halloween and scary movies. We talked a little bit about scary movies last week in our fall tag video of Do You Like Scary Movies, but she wants to know your top 5 favorite scary movies of all time. And you know what? I love scary movies. As much as I love them, I hate a lot of them as well. But I couldn't narrow it down to 5, so I narrowed it down to my top 10 scary movies. And there are 3 types of scary movies. The intellectual scary movie that like really fucks with your head. Like, there's a scary movie that changes your life and you can't go back. You're gonna be forever altered because of this scary movie. But to me, the scariest movies are those that are realistic. As in, like, it could really happen. And therefore, it's the most scary because it could happen to you, it could happen to me, it could happen to anybody we know. And then there's the other scary movie that I hate. It's not scary, it just startles you. When you're sitting in the theater like this, and all of a sudden a bird flies, and you're like, ah! It startles you. That's not scary, that's just shocking. Look, ooh, it's like a haunted house. You walk through a haunted house and people jump. Oh my god, it's scary. But yeah, okay, so my top 10 scary movies of all time. And it's funny because I created my list. 5 of my movies are from Stephen King. Oh my god. I fucking love Stephen King. Because Stephen King doesn't just scare you, he gets in your brain. And he really psychoanalyzes human nature. Why do people think this way? What makes them tick? Why? What would happen if we put a bunch of people in this scenario? Now, in my opinion, the scariest movies of all time would be from my early childhood. Poltergeist. Oh, that movie scared the pee out of me. I was a little kid and oh my goodness. I haven't watched it in a long time, so I don't know how realistic it is to me now, but oh my goodness. Haunted and oh, it's scary. And I remember when I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, I stayed up one night with one of my sisters. I have 4 sisters. One of my sisters, Sonia, and I stayed up and we watched We're in Elm Street by ourselves. And I remember at the end when they were going, 1, 2, Freddy's gonna get you. 3, 4, you better lock the door. I was freaking out and I kept hearing bats in the ceiling. There were no bats in the ceiling, but I swear to God I heard bats in the ceiling. I was scared to death. And then we were like hugging each other like, oh my god, it was so scary. And I think that's another one of those movies that is like, oh my god, everyone has to sleep. What if something haunts you while you're asleep? You can't control not going to sleep. You have to sleep to survive. Oh my gosh, that's so scary. The other scariest movie of all time, my 3rd scariest movie of all time would be The Exorcist. I think this movie is so scary for me because I was so religiously abused and I honestly thought I was possessed or oppressed or haunted by demons or plagued by demons. And honestly, twice people have suggested exorcisms on me to get homosexuality out of me. This movie is very scary to me. Don't make me Linda Blair on you. Like, demonic, oh my god. To a Christian, demon possession is very, very freakish and very real. And yeah, this movie scares the death out of me. Those are my top 3 scariest movies of all time. Scary. I think mostly because I saw them as a child and I couldn't like wrap my intellectual brain around it, and they're just really, really, really scary. Another one that really, really frightens me is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh my god. Inbred hillbilly people. Oh, it's scary. They really, really exist. And I know because I lived in Kentucky for my senior year of high school and I met hillbilly people. And I met people who's really related to each other in more ways than one. He was my brother first, but then he became my cousin, and oh my god. It's true, it really, really, really happens. And these people scare me because I've lived in a farm where the nearest neighbor was a mile down the road. It's real. And to have a psycho person chasing people for no reason. I mean, we see CSI and Criminal Minds, and it's real. I mean, that shit really happened. I mean, there are really people out there that are psychopaths. And then mix it with the realness of, like, inbred. Of course it was Texas, not Kentucky, but it's still scary. It's scary. Another one that really frightens me because it's so realistic is a Stephen King movie. It's called The Shining. Honestly, it makes me think of, like, being in prison and being in solitary confinement where you can't talk to anyone. What do you do when you're alone and you go through, like, you know, cabin fever? Oh, you know, and a lot of my family lives in Alaska. Most of my family lives in Alaska, and, you know, if you get snowed in and you get cabin fever, it's just a very real thing. What if that happens? It's scary. You know, a completely sane person with severe cabin fever, very scary. Now, another Stephen King movie that frightened the shit out of me is 1408. Now, the reason this movie is so scary to me is because it's real. It's another one that could be real. It's about this guy who doesn't believe in ghosts. But he's a ghost writer, and he writes all these ghost books about how things are haunted, but he is not a true believer. He just writes ghost stories to make money. But he supposedly goes to this hotel, I think it's called the Dolphin, and stay in room 1408, the haunted room. And they won't let him. But he forces his way into it, and it's through the eyes of a skeptic. I think that makes it so freakish. You know, again, Stephen King getting into the mind and, like, you know, truly trying to figure out the way people think makes it so real and genuine. And you're like, yeah, okay, I'm here for 20 minutes, nothing's happening. Yeah, this room's very scary. And then things start to happen. And he doesn't know if his mind's playing tricks on him. Oh my goodness. Very, very, very scary. This movie is so scary. But it's so good. You have to watch 1408. It's truly, truly good. Another one. This next movie is a life-changing movie. It's a scary movie that truly changed my life, and I didn't even notice it. Again, my senior year, I moved to Kentucky, and my next-door neighbor had 3 St. Bernards. Holy God. I didn't even know why, but I was scared to death of these dogs. And I babysat her. She had Justin and Brittany, and then 2 babies. I can't remember the names of the babies. Colton and Tristan. And they had these huge St. Bernards, and I was so scared because they were Cujo dogs. Oh my God. Cujo. That movie I didn't even remember watching, but altered my life in a way that I couldn't go back. People with St. Bernards. Oh, it's going to eat me. It's very scary. And they're big, like huge dogs. And I'm a big person, and this dog was big. Like literally you can stand on your hind legs and be bigger than you. Big. And yes, they're docile animals, and they're, you know, bred to save lives, but Cujo made them very scary to me. Now I'm going to talk about 2 scary movies that I love, 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 and I don't even think they're scary, but I really love them. The first one is Carrie, also another Stephen King movie. I love Carrie. I think because I'm gay, also because I was raised in a religiously oppressive family, where I can definitely relate to her mother yelling at her, you know, beating her over the head with the Bible every day. I totally get it. But also being different and beating yourself up for that. You know, not being like everybody else and hating yourself. I totally get it. And I got made fun of all the time, just like Carrie. So I could totally relate to her on many, many levels. And I really liked that movie. I just wish that I had her superpower to cope with it. My life would be different if I could, you know, move things. Another one that I love, and I really wasn't, it's not a scary movie like Frightened, but it is a scary movie because, again, it's about psychopathic people. Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs. This movie made me want to be an FBI agent. Like, I really, really, really wanted to be FBI. I wanted to be, I can't remember her name, Clarice. Good morning, Clarice. I wanted to be Clarice. And I wanted to solve crimes. And I wanted to be an FBI agent. This movie changed me. Like, and it's a movie I often refer back to, because when a lot of guys and girls are like, where do you put it? How does that entertainer look like she has no, you know? I'm like, well, do you remember Silence of the Lambs when he stood in the mirror with his legs crossed and was like, I don't remember what he said, but he looked in the mirror and had a pussy? Well, that's what we do. We just tape it up so it doesn't fall. So I talk about Silence of the Lambs a lot. I need to watch that movie again. It's Halloween, I should watch it now. Anyways, Silence of the Lambs is scary. Another psychopath. She puts the lotion in the basket. Oh, it's scary. And another scary movie by Stephen King that I really, 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 really enjoyed was The Mist. Not because it's Misty Eyez, not because it's The Mist, but because it truly gets into the minds of the human being. Now, after Stephen King's accident, instead of doing horror films that are like nightmarish, he started going more intellectual, like Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, and movies about human nature. And The Mist is really, really much like that. Yes, it has a nightmarish element about something that you can't explain that's attacking you. But more importantly, it's about all these people in this village that are trapped in a grocery store and how they react on each other and they turn on each other. And oh, the ending of this movie, I'm not even going to tell you. You have to watch it. This movie, it's really good. Freakish, but good. And the last scary movie that is so scary to me that I have never seen it and I never want to see it is Open Water. I'm a dolphin. I have a dolphin tattoo on my body, and I was on the swim team for 7 years, and I'm a 3rd level Naui scuba diver, and I love the water. I love anything to do with the water. I wish I was a mermaid, for real. Like, I love water. I love water. I love, love, love water. And I won't watch Open Water because I know it's about scuba divers, and I don't want to be in the ocean freaking out. You know how you take people to the beach and you're like, oh my god, Jaws. I don't want that in my life. I don't want to be scuba diving and have in my subconscious whatever that movie's about. I know it's not good and I don't want to watch it. Another scary movie that I didn't even think about until just now, Saw. I would say it's more horror than scary, but it's also a psychological movie. Like the human mind. All the Saws. I've seen all the Saws so far. Because it's, you know, what do you do in this situation? Do you cut off your own arm? You know, like, ugh. It scares me to even think about it. What if you were in that situation? I read a book once. I remember when somebody had, I think it was an Anne Rice movie, book, where a guy had cut off his own leg. He was, what movie was that? Handcuffed to a bed and had to cut off his arm or leg. I don't know. Anyways, it really, scary, because it could be real. You know, there could be a real psychopath that wanted to play games. Let's play a game. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you appreciate my scary movies, and if you haven't watched them, I recommend all of them. Anyways, that was your Thursday Horror, signing out. Loving you, Zuzi. Bye.